What's up guys and welcome back to my channel. Dana White has confirmed that Islam versus Ilia could actually happen. During a recent media interaction, Dana was asked whether a fight between Ilia and Islam is possible, and he didn't hesitate with his response. He said, "Yep, that can happen too." Dana explained that the matchup makes sense and that both fighters are interested in it. He added that it's a fight fans all over the world want to see, and even Ilia and Islam themselves want it. Dana mentioned that the timing and momentum for both fighters are perfect right now, making this one of the biggest potential clashes in the sport. He said the UFC always looks to make the fights people want to see, and this one checks every box. With both champions dominating their divisions, Dana believes a showdown between Islam and Ilia isn't just possible, it's something that could happen very soon. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news, Bryce Mitchell has made it clear that his dream fight would be against Sean O'Malley. During an interview with helwani, Bryce said that the best matchup the UFC could possibly make right now would be City Boy versus Country Boy, O'Malley versus Mitchell. He believes that stylistically and personality-wise, it's the biggest and most entertaining fight the promotion could put together. Bryce said, "If anybody was me and they look at the lineup of the division, they'd take O'Malley as a serious threat. He's very good, and that's the fight I want." He went on to explain that he respects O'Malley's skills, but believes he matches up well against him. Bryce said that even though O'Malley's the champion and one of the biggest stars in the sport, he sees a future where he's standing across the cage from him, ready to prove himself against the best. He added that he's not focused on rankings or positions. Right now, he's focused on improving and earning his way up. Mitchell admitted that he might have to take a step back and fight someone ranked lower before he gets the big names, and he's perfectly fine with that. "I might fight a number 20 ranked guy, and that's okay with me," he said. "I'll take any fight they give me." He also talked about his long-term vision, saying he's confident in where he'll be in the next 2 to 3 years. Bryce believes he can compete with the top of the division and the biggest names at bantamweight. He said he's here to prove that his grit, toughness, and wrestling can hang with anyone in the world. For Bryce, the ultimate goal remains clear. One day, he wants that fight with Sean O'Malley on the biggest stage possible. Moving on to another news, Renato Moicano has responded to recent comments made by Mauricio Ruffy. Last week, Ruffy claimed that the UFC was targeting a potential matchup between him and Moicano. He said the fight made sense stylistically, but admitted he wasn't too excited about it since he's a fan of Moicano and respects what he's accomplished in the sport. After those comments began circulating online, Moicano decided to address the situation directly. Posting on X, Moicano wrote, "A lot of people asking about what Ruffy said. The UFC hasn't contacted me. They haven't even considered this fight yet." He went on to clarify that no discussions or offers have been made, and until that happens, he's not making any official statement about it. However, Moicano did make one thing clear. He's not interested in fighting in Australia. He explained that competing there would mean losing a significant part of his fight purse due to taxes and expenses, which he called unfeasible. Moicano's response shut down the rumors for now, leaving fans to wait and see if the UFC decides to move forward with the matchup in the future. Moving on to another news, Kamaru Usman has his eyes set on Islam Makhachev. In a recent interview, Usman revealed that he's hoping to fight the winner of Islam versus JDM, but if given the choice, he'd rather face Islam because he believes it's the bigger and more meaningful fight. Speaking with MMA Junkie, Usman addressed those who doubted whether he still had what it takes to compete at the highest level. He said a lot of people were questioning if he's still that guy, and he hopes his performance against Buckley reminded everyone that he's still here and still dangerous. Usman said he's watching this weekend's fight closely, and whoever wins, he's ready to step in. He added that it's a massive fight either way, but facing Islam would be special because it's a clash between two pound-for-pound greats with contrasting styles. According to Usman, we've never really seen two elite grapplers at that level go head-to-head where their wrestling might cancel each other out. That, he said, is what makes the matchup exciting. He explained that fighting Islam feels like the bigger challenge and the bigger moment, though he also praised JDM as a young, talented fighter. Usman called it a battle between the old guard and the new guard, saying both fights make sense, but Islam versus Usman is truly something different. He admitted that he hasn't had direct conversations with the UFC about it yet, but trusts the promotion to do what's best for business. Usman went on to say that he doesn't like using the word deserve. He believes everything in this sport is earned through hard work and performance. He hopes the company recognizes what he's accomplished and sees that he's still capable of competing at the top. With his win over Buckley, he believes he's proven he's ready to climb back up and reclaim his spot at the top of the division. Interestingly, Islam himself has shown interest in facing Usman next if he gets past JDM. Islam acknowledged that Usman had the most title defenses in welterweight history and said he wants to challenge that legacy. He explained that he's already achieved everything in the lightweight division and now dreams of becoming a double champion, defending 2 belts, surpassing Usman's record, and ultimately earning a place in the Hall of Fame. Moving on to another news, Islam Makhachev spoke about which fighters should come to Dagestan for 2 to 3 years. He was confident and joked joking at times as he shared his thoughts on who could benefit from training in his homeland. Islam began by saying Conor is not allowed in Dagestan, making it clear with a smirk that he doesn't belong there. When asked about Paddy Pimblett, Islam laughed and said Paddy would have to actually live in Dagestan to learn how to wrestle. He pointed out that Dagestan isn't just about tough training, it's a lifestyle, and some fighters simply wouldn't be able to handle it. He mentioned that fighters like Machado definitely need to spend some time there to sharpen their skills. Islam added that training in Dagestan builds not only wrestling but also mental toughness. He said, "People like Paddy need to live there to understand what real work is." When the interviewer brought up Chandler, Islam said with a grin that Chandler should come to Dagestan for cardio, implying that the intense mountain training would push him to another level. Islam continued by saying that Kamaru has already been there before, so he knows how hard they train. When asked about Leon Edwards, Islam said Leon trained in AKA before and would always be welcome to come and experience Dagestan's discipline again. Finally, when JDM was mentioned, Islam nodded and said Dagestan would be a good place for him, welcoming him to train there. He closed by saying that training in Dagestan changes fighters forever, giving them the spirit, mindset, and strength needed to compete at the highest level. Moving on to another news, Khabib made an appearance on the Weighing In podcast with Josh Thompson this week and shared his thoughts on the biggest potential fights in MMA right now. When asked about John Jones versus Alex Pereira, Khabib said that while it's a huge matchup, he believes Islam versus Ilia is actually a bigger fight. He explained that the hype, the styles, and the timing make Islam versus Ilia one of the biggest possible fights in the sport today. Khabib said that everyone is talking about John Jones and Alex Pereira being the biggest fight ever, with even Joe Rogan calling it massive. But in his opinion, Islam and Ilia are on another level. He stated clearly that while Jones versus Pereira is still a big fight, it doesn't reach the same level of excitement or significance that Islam versus Ilia brings right now. Khabib emphasized that both Islam and Ilia are at their peaks, representing two dominant regions and two incredible styles that would clash perfectly inside the octagon. He said, "I think Ilia and Islam can be the biggest fight right now. Not John Jones, not at that level." He repeated that it's still a big fight, but simply not comparable to what Islam and Ilia could create in terms of global interest and anticipation. The conversation then shifted to Khabib's personal relationship with Islam, where he became emotional and heartfelt. He said that their bond goes far beyond training or being sparring partners. "Nobody has this kind of connection," Khabib explained. "People think we are just sparring partners. We train and then go home, but it's not like that." He described how they've known each other for over 25 years, growing up side by side, going to school together, training under the same coach, and sharing countless life experiences. Khabib said their connection is built on brotherhood, not just competition. He explained that he feels happier when Islam or his other brothers like Usman win, more than when he wins himself. For him, their victories feel like his own. He said, "When Islam wins, I'm happy like it's me. When Usman wins, I feel the same. I want them to have the whole world, not just one title." He continued by saying their families know each other deeply. Their parents, their kids, everyone is connected like one big family. Khabib finished by reminding listeners that he and Islam are not just teammates or sparring partners. They are brothers, they share history, and what they've built together is something much greater than people realize. Moving on to another news, Islam Makhachev admitted he was surprised by how easily Khamzat dominated du Plessis. Speaking after the fight, Islam said he didn't expect it to be that one-sided, especially against a champion like du Plessis. He said, "I was really surprised by how easy he beat the champion. He had him in that crucifix position, completely controlled him, and didn't give him a single chance to recover." Islam praised Khamzat's performance, calling it a display of skill, strength, and relentless wrestling pressure. He explained that wrestling has always been the foundation of dominance in MMA. "If you have a wrestling background from childhood," Islam said, "you will always dominate in this sport." He mentioned that people who grow up wrestling learn discipline, control, and how to break an opponent's will. Islam added that trying to learn wrestling later in life, at 25 or 26, is incredibly difficult. "You can defend some takedowns," he said, "but if someone like Khamzat comes with years of experience, it's a different level." Islam continued by saying du Plessis probably spent the last few months focusing only on wrestling defense, but that still wasn't enough. "He trained 3 or 4 months just to defend wrestling," Islam said, "but you can't catch up to someone who's been doing it since childhood." He finished by giving credit to Khamzat, saying he's a very good fighter with great wrestling skills and that his dominance in the cage was no surprise once the fight began to unfold. Moving on to another news, Ariel Helwani went off on Ali Abdelaziz after footage surfaced of Ali grappling with popular streamer Aiden Ross. Ariel didn't hold back, saying Ali has a serious case of main character syndrome and always finds a way to make everything about himself. He said, "Aiden Ross, everyone knows who he is. He's hanging out with Islam, talking, filming, having fun. Then they head over to Henzo's gym, they start training, and suddenly the video cuts to a scene of Aiden grappling with none other than Ali Abdelaziz." Ariel went on, pointing out that Ali is a former alleged Egyptian Olympic alternate in judo, somewhere in his late 40s or maybe even early 50s. He said, "Never seen a guy with greater main character syndrome than than Ali. You're in a gym full of legit fighters who could benefit from the exposure, and instead of letting one of them roll with Aiden, you jump in yourself. For what? Because you want the attention, the clout, the spotlight. He continued. Imagine if someone like Usman Magomedov was there and tapped out Aiden Ross. Everyone would be talking about how the PFL champion just submitted a massive streamer. That would have been great exposure for him. But no, Ali volunteers himself, goes hard on Aiden, and ignores the poor guy's multiple taps just to prove he's the man. Ariel criticized how Ali, as a manager, constantly puts himself in the spotlight when his role should be to build up his fighters. You're supposed to be the guy behind the scenes, Ariel said. You should be orchestrating moments like this for your clients, not for yourself. You should be saying, hey Usman, roll with him, play around, tap him out, and let everyone see you having fun. Or even give that opportunity to John Pork, or whoever else you're trying to promote right now. Put that guy in there, not yourself. Ariel concluded by emphasizing how bizarre it is that a manager is the one chasing viral moments instead of letting his fighters shine. It's crazy to me, he said. This is the manager, the guy who should be in the background, helping others rise. But instead, he's grappling with a streamer, going hard on him, ignoring taps, and acting like he's the main character in the story. It's classic Ali, always finding a way to make himself the center of attention. Unreal. Moving on to another news, Alex Pereira just sent a bold message to John Jones. The light heavyweight champion posted a short video on his Instagram, and it's already going viral. In the clip, Pereira looked calm and confident, standing tall as always. In the caption, he wrote, John Jones, watch your house, Sharma. During the video, someone off camera asked, Alex, you're looking great. Who do you want to fight next? Without hesitation, Pereira smiled and said, John Jones, watch your house, Chama. The moment quickly blew up across social media, sparking massive reactions from fans and fighters alike. Interestingly, Israel Adesanya even jumped into the comments, leaving a cheeky remark that said, even dodges the bird. It's another sign that the tension between Pereira and Jones is only growing, and fans are more hyped than ever about a potential super fight. Pereira continues to tease the idea of moving up to heavyweight, and with Jones expected to return soon, the timing couldn't be more perfect. The rivalry energy is building, and Pereira's latest message makes it clear he's coming for the king. Moving on to another news, Israel Adesanya has made a bold prediction, saying he believes JDM will knock Islam out. Speaking confidently, Israel said he's not counting Islam out, but he knows what JDM brings to the table. He explained that when JDM keeps getting back up after being taken down, it's going to create serious problems for Islam. According to Israel, once Islam is forced to strike, that's when things will go wrong for him, because JDM's hands are simply on another level. He said Islam is one of the best fighters from Dagestan, one of the most efficient and dominant in the sport's history. But when it comes to JDM, Israel believes his boxing, composure, and timing will be too much to handle. He pointed out that even fighters like Dustin Poirier were able to get up and defend against Islam's submissions, and Dustin's a warrior. Israel added that he saw what Volk was able to do to Islam when they fought in Perth, and it proved that Islam isn't invincible. He continued by comparing JDM's striking to Justin Gaethje's, saying that while Justin has great boxing, JM's technique is sharper and he's going to find Islam's chin. Israel believes Islam will get some takedowns early on, but won't be able to hold JDM down for long. He said once those takedown attempts start getting stuffed, Islam will be forced to stand and trade, which will lead to trouble. Israel finished by saying that JDM has all the skills needed to stop Islam's grappling, keep the fight on the feet, and land the shots that end it. He predicted it could happen in the second or third round, adding that it's not just about Anzac pride. He truly believes JDM's striking will lead to a knockout victory. Moving on to another news, Alex Volkanovski has shared his prediction and advice ahead of JDM's upcoming fight with Islam Makhachev. Having faced Islam twice, Volkanovski knows better than most what JDM will be up against and shared some key strategies for the Australian fighter. In a recent YouTube video, Volkanovski advised JDM to do everything possible to stay off the ground and focus on wearing Islam out during scrambles. He emphasized that while JDM is skilled on the ground, Islam has been living in that world practically his entire life. Volkanovski said, Jack's great on the ground, but we don't want it to go there. That's Islam's world. That's all he does 24/7 since he was walking. Literally, he was probably wrestling before he started walking. These guys have been doing this for so long. He suggested that JDM should be comfortable in scrambles, maintain urgency, use his weight effectively, and tire Islam out over the course of the fight. According to Volkanovski, even little scrambles can be used strategically to drain Islam's gas tank and create openings. He added that if JDM becomes complacent and waits until he's on his back to try to gain an advantage, it won't work against someone like Islam. Instead, JDM needs to understand that the best approach is to control the pace, stay on his feet, and avoid extended wrestling exchanges. I'm going to try and beat you on the feet, keep you away, maintain strong hips, and stay stubborn on the wrestling, Volkanovski explained. If it goes down, stay stubborn and build yourself back up. Jack is a great grappler, so he can do this, but he needs to dictate where the fight happens. Volkanovski made it clear that his pick is for JDM to succeed on the feet, wear Islam out, and avoid prolonged ground exchanges. He concluded with his prediction, saying, obviously you need my pick. I'll Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Volkanovski's advice highlights JDM's path to victory by combining patience, smart positioning, and controlled aggression, giving him the best chance to overcome one of the most dominant grapplers in the division.